For a long time, defensive boots has been too good in high levels of play, especially while being unattractive in lower levels. Hey, wait, Medios says this. This often results in mirror matchup defensive boot laning phases in mid lane where neither player is able to die and they opt to farm it out instead. At the same time, boots have been very strong for their cost, leading to unintuitive optimizations to prioritize boots over epic components that are mainly only engaged in high levels of play, further leading to this effect. We want to reduce the potency of all boots, make early MR components weaker as Mercs is disproportionately strong relative to other options, and therefore buffing the relative value of HP in these cases that are more available to tanks and fighters. Some MR items that need it will be getting buffed to compensate. However, we expect the M-Pen nerf to Sorks to also not hit MR itemization for tanks, fighters too hard. We also want to keep Sorks and Lucidity choice structure intact. ADC ecosystem. Wait a sec. Hold on. This is getting really interesting. First off, I do totally agree that at the highest level of play, tier 2 boots rush is something that everyone is, in agreement is way too strong. When I play Jinx versus Aphelios, it makes sense that we both go Zerker's rush. But why is Kai'Sa versus Xayah matchup now advantage to the person that rushes Zerkers? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense in a lot of cases that tier 2 boots rush is the only way to play the game, because if they go tier 2 boots rush and they're playing perfectly and you don't, you lose. That happens mid right now with Trist Corki, and it's happened with like Syndra versus Ori for a long time, where they just both go Merc Dreads. Right now with Tristan Corki, they both go Steel Caps. It's just not good. Why do you lose? Because the person with more movement speed and the amount of stats that you get from rushing tier 2 boots, you will be at such an incredible disadvantage going longsword, 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 or longsword, longsword, dagger, and 2 pots compared to the guy that just rushed tier 2 boots. You will get absolutely bullied. Like, if you are playing Aphelios against me and I'm playing Jinx or Caitlyn, good luck, right? Good luck if you don't go tier 2 boots. Let's see here. While we think individual champion changes and absorb life changes from last patch will help here, we are following up with further changes to bring ADC's early game down. Pro has been mostly playing on 14-13 without 14-14 changes. ADC early game being really strong is the reason why it's they're played in mid and top. So ADC has never ever struggled to find relevance later in the game. But when ADC is really strong early, AD carries get to have fun. But then you see Lucian, Corki, Trist mid. Then you see Zeri, Vayne, and TF top. Then you start seeing Draven mid and top. It's kind of interesting because I think I'm not going to have as much fun being weak early, but I'm going to have a little bit more fun that ADCs aren't, on average like 4 to 6 ADCs per game. This includes nerfs to Static, Kraken, Fleet, early healing to reduce the power of the one item spike. That's going to feel really bad for me, but I accept that as a necessary evil. We're also reverting a portion of percentage attack reduction on steel caps to make fighters and tanks more resilient to ADCs later in the game. We believe these will be meaningful hits to some of the double ADC comps we're seeing in especially very high MMR play. Double, sometimes triple, right? Sometimes triple ADC is the right draft. Double, make it a triple. AP systems. We'd like to balance around the tuning of Faded Ashes and Leandry / Blackfire Torch for now, so we're not Riot specialing champions. Huh. We believe it's close and we don't want to over nerf this playstyle, especially for AP jungle because it's different. Also, sorry guys, one sec. I got like 5 minutes of my food and stuff. Honestly guys, sorry. I know this is like really fucking cringe, but at this point my coffee and food are coming in 4 minutes, so I might as well just finish the patch notes, eat, watch some YouTube, and then we can actually play. I'm sorry that I literally sat in a 17-minute queue. If it had popped at any point up until then, I would have totally played the game. But now it's like, I don't want to get into a game that my food gets cold. That feels bad. Alright, so let's actually keep reading this. We believe it's close. Don't want to overnerf this playstyle because it's different. We are hoping that over time it will pay benefits in making the jungle role more diverse and increase the number of viable team comps. I was saying that. I was talking to August about why they do this with AP jungle, and it's because they want jungle to be more fun. They're trying to make the role more diverse to make the role more fun. So if a mid or an AP enjoyer, like a mage type of player, gets jungle, they still have something that they can play that's fun. And I don't think that's bad. I do think it's really bad that the AP junglers at the moment are the ones that cleared their jungle so fucking fast compared to everyone else. We believe other AP items are not up to scratch, like Cosmic Drive, Storm Surge, etc., that are not primarily used by the already strong Liandry's users. We are simply bringing the weaker portions of the system up to par. So they're nerfing ADs early game and they're buffing APs. Somebody get the rope. Decline button abuse. We're making changes to decline Q button in 14.15 to reduce incidences of Q sniping and disruptive behavior in this space in general. We're reducing the number of declines you are now able to do in a row without getting a lockout, and some changes to how declines are counted in a party. We're increasing the lockout for players who are engaging in a multi-decline pattern. We think it's reasonable to miss a Q pop, even 2 to get food and or a drink, but not so many that you're making the matchmaking experience worse for the other 9 players. Fair? Good job. I don't know how they're doing this. I don't understand how they're doing this, but makes sense to me. Tons of Q snipers in Hyela. And we don't care about arena, right? That was actually pretty good. That was actually a pretty good change.